All I can say to the OSU fans is, how do you like them apples?
Ouch.
Anyway, but we're not talking about that. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Days of Our Suitors, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma football. I'm Britton. I'm here with my dad, Todd Summers, OU aficionado.
Hello, fans. Guys. Hello, fans.
Oh, okay. OU seems to finally be getting back in their groove. The Kansas win was not a fluke.
Yeah, the John Blake era talk is starting to subside now. I feel like they're the team, all facets of the game.
Yeah,
are starting to improve, and we're turning the season around.
Yeah, I was just that was my only hope after the streak. I was like, oh please, just try and salvage a season out of this.
Yeah, we didn't lose to Kansas at home, so that was a plus.
On homecoming.
Never want to lose on homecoming, and then a tough game at Iowa State. It's always tough to play up there.
They're scrappy.
Very scrappy team. They hadn't I think they lost their last 4 games in Big 12 by a combined score of maybe 12 or 14 points altogether.
Yeah, they're not terrible. I think they're rebuilding kind of like we are right now, because like they lost Purdy, they lost Brees Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That running back was a huge pain in our ass for all those years.
Mm-hmm.
Lost a bunch of guys, and I feel bad for Matt Campbell. I think he's an underrated coach.
Definitely an underrated coach. And I heard Venables talking on one of his shows this week that he actually went and visited Matt Campbell in Iowa State when he was at Clemson to just kind of see how they were playing defense and just looking at a team that was doing more with less, I think was the words he used. So they don't recruit the top players in the country, but they've been one of the top Big 12 teams the last few years. So he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I think I remember hearing Matt Campbell talk about he really likes Brent Venables.
I think they're at least they admire each other's work.
They're friendly.
Yes.
Though it's also fun to watch Iowa State games because Matt Campbell's a very passionate man.
He is.
Yeah, he loves to show his emotions, I guess.
Yeah, I hope he goes to the doctor every year. Make sure everything's working correctly.
Hope he doesn't stroke out in the middle of the field. That would just be like, oh, jeez.
So what'd you think of the game overall?
Good game. Very good. I was like, please let this Kansas game not be a fluke.
Yeah. And
it looks like it wasn't. I think we're finally getting back on track, and I bet there's probably some people who are going to be like, well, he's like, well, you beat a rebuilding Iowa State, that doesn't mean nothing. I mean, I'm waiting for the snarky comments about how, oh, you didn't go up against Brock Purdy, you didn't mean anybody. Look, all right, I'm tired of it, all right? I'm tired of the back talk. I'm tired of the disrespect about the OU name. Are we great this year? Probably not, but we're trying. Okay,
we're rebuilding too, and a season that looked like maybe we wouldn't make a bowl game is starting to look like we might make. I think we're gonna make a bowl game, and then maybe we can work ourselves into an Alamo Bowl, something sort of respectful where we get to play a good team. So.
Yep.
It's looking up. So, one of those games that was a little boring to watch.
Yeah, it was. It's just like, oh, man.
Both defenses playing pretty hard.
Yeah.
A lot of turnovers in the game. And just kind of not that much excitement, but there were some exciting aspects to the game. So
it was a lower scoring game.
Yeah, it was lower scoring.
We held them to 13, so I was happy about that.
That was great. Great improvement.
Because, let a guy... They say it's called blanking us. What the hell does that even mean? Never even heard that before.
Blanking us is a shutout? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get blanked, that means you didn't score any points.
So.
So, anyway, that didn't happen. And our offense, we'll get into the different aspects of the team there, but offense did enough to win the game, so pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we got a lot of great runs from Gray, and I think Gray got hurt, though, so that kind of sucks. But
Well, I heard Venables talking on one of his shows, and he said that nobody was going to be out for the next game that played in this game. So,
well, that's good.
So hopefully it was just I heard maybe it was something. Cramps or something, So
maybe he pulled something.
Yeah, maybe he pulled something, but I think he'll be okay.
Gabriel didn't get blasted, thank God.
No.
He's the guy kind of holding us together, I guess, right now.
They need to get him one of them big padded helmets just to make sure. We need him. We can't lose him this year. But our boy second teamer, he's not. He doesn't have it. So
yeah, I had a friend of mine named Joey on my other podcast where we were talking about sports the whole time, and he was like, "Yeah, Bevel sucks." I'm like, oh, "Sorry, Bevel, if you ever watch this."
Yeah. Well.
Oh Lord.
I don't. No comment.
No comment.
Well, let's talk about the different aspects of the game.
Bet Bevel's wearing like a bag over his head right now after the performance at Texas.
He's definitely growing a mustache or something. So let's talk about the different aspects of the game, unit-wise. And I want to start out this week by talking about those special teams this week.
Oh, yeah.
You never really talk about the special teams first. They're always an afterthought. But in this game, wow. They had some plays, and they really made the difference in the game, I thought.
Brent Venables, the gambler, huh?
Wow. It's always funny when these coaches do these trick plays, and, especially a defensive-minded coach like Venables, it was nice to see him roll the dice and come up sevens.
He paid off nicely.
That was a cool play. They flicked. Looked like he was going to kick the field goals on the. It was a.
Yeah, I know. It was very lopsided.
Yeah, we're way on the left side there. I thought, wow, that's a tough angle. Very short kick. I was thinking he might miss that thing. It was such a wide little, or just a kind of a. Curve shot there that he was going to have to hit, and then all of a sudden he flicked it and he was in the end zone before I knew what had happened.
Yeah, we were like, what?
Yeah.
It's like,
I was waiting for the flag to come out or something to ruin our day, but no. That thing stood up, and what a great call, what a great execution of the play, and we got 7 points out of it. So, and then
I think for a while there in the game, it said all the points were by the kicking teams.
Yeah, his first 13 points of the game for us were definitely by the kicker, Zach Schmidt, and he's really taken the place of Gabe Burkich. Well, I think he's done a great job, and I'm feeling comfortable with him, and I feel like he can make every kick. So, and then for him to score a touchdown, and then for Turkey Boy, the punter, to flick the ball up in the air and get a touchdown pass out of it too. That was cool.
Lord. Yeah, he beat that thing.
Yeah, and talking about Turk, he really held us in the game with his great punts.
Yeah, no, he's a good player. Underrated.
Yeah,
apparently he's our best player right now.
So. He was our only All Big 12 preseason player, and he's lived up to the billing. But that 60-yard punt that he kicked and then put him on the 2-yard line, that was really
oh my gosh,
big play in the game. So. All right, you can't spend too much time on the special team. So what'd you think about the offense?
Offense looked good.
Yeah.
They weren't terrible. Maybe they weren't making magic like last week where it looked like everything was in sync, but they did very good though. Got a bunch of great runs. We got Gabriel making some good runs. Gray was tearing it up out there. Majors, he did all right. He's like there was a couple ones where he got stuffed.
Our freshman Barnes didn't play. He had a hamstring pull, I heard, and so he wasn't out there. Majors did okay, like you said.
Lebby's play calling was better, though. There were some calls I was like,
Yeah. I'm liking the creativity by Levy. He's running a lot of misdirection type plays, faking the screen right, throwing it back to the left.
Yeah, he's not vanilla anymore. I guess he learned his lesson after the, I don't know, what do you want to call it, the 3-loss streak?
Yeah. The dark days of this year.
The dark days.
And I thought, Gabriel didn't have his biggest game by the numbers, but he didn't turn it over, so that was fantastic.
He did that last game.
Had a few turnovers last game. That would have really hurt us in this game. And he had some drops. Some of the receivers were dropping passes.
Mims was just, oh man, I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
Marvin was just Butterfingers all over the place. Just like, Mims, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
One of our best receivers made that crazy play last year.
Yeah.
With Texas.
I felt like if they didn't have those drops, we could have really taken over the control of the game because Mims was wide open on the first play of the game. Now, that was a penalty. But then, a couple other ones where they threw it deep, it looked like he was kind of alligator arm, and then he didn't have his arms all the way stretched out. He didn't dive. He was stumbling around. Dropped a couple more passes. Even Willis dropped a pass. So we had some problems there in the wide receiver corps.
Had some butterfingers by the receivers.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was our run game really saved us, I thought.
Oh, yeah, 180-something yards against the top 5 rushing defense in the country. Number 1 defense in the Big 12.
Not bad.
I think Texas may have gotten a few more yards than we did, but they'd held the rest of their opponents in the Big 12 at least to,
It was a respectable victory.
It was
a respectable 14-point victory.
So that Gabriel overall was, solid, no mistakes. Feel like his passing's gotten a little better. He had that one weird pass, I think.
Yeah. He loves to overthrow the ball.
Yeah. So he had that
or
one.
Maybe he doesn't love to do it, but he has a habit of doing that. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
Some of his deep passes were right on the money. I think
Yeah.
one of them hit, Mims in the shoulder. I mean, come on, got to catch the ball.
It was like when Landry Jones was doing good. He's good at in the pocket.
Mm-hmm. And he had some good runs, like you said. Not many
Had
runs.
some good scrambles.
I don't understand the quarterback run game inside the 5-yard line. He's not that dynamic, of a runner. But whatever. Who am I?
I remember when right after the interception from Stutzman, they ran. I think they ran Gabriel. Like, why are you running him on the first play after that?
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And like you said, Gray, I thought had an outstanding game. He's got some great cuts this year.
Oh, my Lord.
He's making guys miss and, turning 3-yard games into 5- and 8-yard games. And then Farouk, I thought, had a great game.
Oh, my gosh. He got a touchdown.
41-yard touchdown.
It was like 3rd and something. We were like, oh, God, this is going to suck. And then got it, and then he ran the touchdown.
It was a great design of a play. So 2 guys were going out. One was going a little shorter in the route, and then Farouk went a little deeper. Their safety cut up, thinking that the ball was going to go to Stoops. And Gabriel hits Farouk down the sidelines for the touchdown. So nice play design, and they executed it well. He didn't drop the ball.
Thank God.
And like you were talking about, Mims had the worst game I've ever seen him play. He's usually clutch and automatic for us, but
maybe it was just an off day. I don't know.
He just started off bad and never did shake it off. So don't know if he had
I like Marvin.
Greasy fingers or what, but just not his day that day. So I know he'll come back and be a great player for us going forward here. So all right, so the offense did enough to win. What about the defense? We held an opponent under 20 points.
I'll take that as an improvement. It's weird. Our defense has been kind of inconsistent this year. First 3 games, we were baller. Then the dark days happened, and they just sucked.
Yeah.
And then after that, they've gotten better. So I'm gonna say they've improved quite a bit.
Yeah, they improved.
Held them only to 13. So
no guys running wide open, and me going, "What in the world? Who's doing what are we doing?" So none of that.
3 picks, if I remember
3
right.
3 picks, started off the game. We fumbled the ball. Gray had a fumble there. When we had a great drive going, fumbled the ball.
That's when I came in, because I kind of missed the first couple minutes of the game.
Yeah. Or maybe we just got held. I think we just got held right off the bat, and then I was thinking, oh, Lord, it's going to be one of those days. And then right off the bat, Woody Washington gets an outstanding interception. That was, iffy. I don't know if he caught it or not. They gave it to us, so I'm going to go ahead and say he caught it. But that started off the game, got the defense with some momentum, and then midway, when was it? About 3rd quarter, Justin Broyles comes up with an interception.
Yep.
That was a nice play.
Finally, he made a play. He's always kind of getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, a little diving catch out in front of the receiver.
Gosh.
So that was a great play. Turned the momentum around, and then our boy Danny Stutzman.
Yeah, dude's a bad man.
Yeah.
he managed to catch it and ran all the way to the 1. And I'm like, why did you slow down? Just run at the
blast through everybody.
But whatever.
We got it in. He let Gray get his stats up, so that was good. But all in all, I didn't. They had the couple of fourth downs. We let a couple of fourth downs.
It's like 4th and 12, and they scored on us. I was like, come on.
See, and that to me seemed like the exact same play that Stutzman had the interception on. Stutzman doesn't pick the guy up going across the field there. He kind of is in his zone, but he doesn't see the guy come across his face and take him. They throw it to that guy, and he scores a touchdown. The next time they run the play, Stutzman takes the guy, intercepts it, and runs it back almost for his own touchdown. So it's all about execution.
Well, there was one play I thought we were going to get a pass interference, but
we were all over that guy. That guy was smelling his breath. He was seeing what kind of chewing gum he was chewing.
I was like, wow, that's... I mean, I'm not one who goes all like, that's blatant pass interference, but kind of... I was like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't call that.
Yeah, but all in all, you hold the team to under 13 points. I don't care who it is. It's still a great defensive effort and something to build on for next week.
Yep.
Talking about next week, we got the Baylor Bears coming to town.
Baylor. Oh, boy. They beat Texas Tech, who is not terrible.
Yeah.
They beat Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Which, Texas spanked us, so, what are you going to do?
Yeah. They look like a really physical and good team. Their defense is going to be solid as ever. They got Dave Arandis, their coach. He's a defensive mind. I've heard him and Venables also have gotten together from time to time, so I think defensive guys like to do that.
Yeah, Baylor's been lucky. They had a good dynasty going with that one guy. I forgot his name.
Art Briles.
Art Briles, and then that whole thing happened with it was like sexual harassment. I think.
Yeah, so he lost his job there, and
then they sucked again for a little bit. Then Matt Rule came in,
right.
And he was doing pretty good work. Then he went to the Panthers, and now they got this other guy, the bald guy.
Uh-huh.
I always forget his name.
He never smiles.
No.
Dave Arandis. He looks like a little professor standing over there. The tears of my students in my coffee cup. So, that should be a tough game. I mean, they've got a pretty good offense. I don't think they are what they were last year on defense, but they still look pretty stout. So, we're going to have to really play a good game to overcome.
They did beat us last year. So
they did beat us last year, and they won the Big 12 last year. They were,
all honesty, we were just playing crappy that game last year. But, hopefully we don't play like that this time around, but we'll see.
Yeah, and they were picked to win the Big 12 this year, so they haven't had the season they've wanted to have also. So they'll be beating Oklahoma can make people's seasons. So especially if you're Baylor, that has typically been our whipping boy for over the ages. So
they've given us some good games though.
Yeah,
there was one where they spanked us, but a couple good ones like the Big 12 championship a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
That one with
Right.
RG3, but that was a loss. That kind of sucked, but it was a good game.
Yeah, they've really.
But teams have kind of been bouncing back in the Big 12. Iowa State's come back in the recent years, or Iowa State's become a good team. Baylor's become a good team, and Kansas.
Yeah. They've become a good team.
I'm still surprised about Kansas. I'm like, what is this? Kansas good?
Yeah.
Did I hear right?
Well, our friends at in-state rival OSU, they've got to play the Kansas Jayhawks this week, possibly without their starting quarterback. So what are you looking for there?
I don't know.
It hasn't been the year for the backup.
No, it has not.
Do you know who the backup is for Oklahoma State this year?
I think you told me, but I'll let you say it.
It's Gunnar Gundy.
Good to see Mike still has a good sense of humor with it.
Yeah, so
nice alliterative name.
I think if Sanders is not in the game, that could be scary for OSU. That could be scary for OSU. So we'll see what happens there.
So OSU was actually looking pretty legit.
Yeah. And then KSU put a whooping on the boys.
Like I said, not the year for the backups.
Oh, man.
We played our backups against Texas, got demolished. Now OSU played their backup against Kansas State, got destroyed.
Well, the backup didn't come in till late in the game, but
what was Sanders? Wait, Sanders was playing?
Yeah, he played the whole game until the very end. Now, he might have been a little hurt, but he played most of that game until the very end, and then a guy just crushed him. Oh. And snapped. Well, he landed on his shoulder. I don't know if it snapped or not, but it looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
He
went
straight to the locker room, and then Gunnar Gundy came in, and they showed a replay of him, and his hand was shaking, waiting on the snap. So he was a little scared.
It's like snapped. It was his first game right there. So yeah. I mean, but the purple people eaters smoked. At least we gave them a game. Yeah, I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And they had their backup quarterback in. Martinez didn't even play in that game.
Yeah, he got smoked by TCU, who's been suspiciously hurting a lot of people.
Yeah, they got that one cheap shot artist that hurt our guy and cost us a game and a half, but they already had us down.
I was about to say, we were sucking even before that.
Yeah, we were getting killed, but he did cost us at least a respectable game against Texas. I don't know if we would have won or not, but we would have been respectable against them. So Texas has got KSU this week. We'll see what they can do against them.
Either that'll be a battle or it could really go lopsided. It's like our friend Mike said. He came over on Saturday. Football is a fickle mistress.
It is a fickle mistress. So we'll see what they can do against Texas. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kansas State beat them, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an all-purple Big 12 championship.
Uh-oh.
Boy, that's ugly. We've got another big game coming up this week. Number 1 Georgia versus a surprising number 2 Tennessee with our old guy, Josh Heupel.
I am pleasantly surprised to see Heupel kind of make a dynasty out in Tennessee.
Yeah.
He was doing pretty good in UCF. If I remember right, I don't remember what his record. I remember he was doing solid over there though.
Right.
But Tennessee last year, 7-6, kind of unimpressive, but respectable. I get, kind of all right.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back, gangbusters, 2000s Oklahoma Sooners, and was one of those where I'm like, I feel like we kick out these guys too soon.
Yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, history is history. That would have prevented us from going through our little Lincoln Riley debacle if we'd have kept Heupel. But, our offense wasn't doing that good that year when Stoops let him go. And I know he had some hard feelings about that. But he's really picked up his game. I think he coached at Missouri a year or two, coached at UCF, like you were mentioning, and now he's got Tennessee going again. And that's one thing about the
he's back in 2000, except he's a coach this time.
Yeah, well, exactly. He's kind of feels like the same kind of season. You don't expect Tennessee to be anything. I don't know where they were ranked when they started the season, but they've gained momentum. Beat Alabama's pushed them forward. They bust up Kentucky this last week. That was supposed to be a good game. A lot of the guys on game day were picking Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
And I know a lot of people thought that Kentucky would at least cover the spread, but they beat them up 44-6. It
Damn.
was just a beatdown. So Heupel's got it rolling there. And then, they beat Georgia this week. It will be a lot like that 2000 OU season where we beat Texas really bad, and then we beat KSU that was rated, and then all of a sudden we beat number 1 Nebraska that nobody thought we could beat, and I don't know what's going to happen in Tennessee, Rocky Top.
I mean, if Tennessee wins the national championship, I would be very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I would too. And that's one thing about the SEC. You always got your Georgia and your Alabama in there, but you got these other teams that pop in there from time to time. You got Tennessee, you got Florida, you got Auburn that'll get good every once in a while.
Yeah, Florida got smoked by Georgia on Saturday.
Yeah, the old cocktail party. That's one we might need to go to one of these days.
Yeah, I know.
Check that out. It's kind of OU Texas, but a little opposite. So that would be a good one to go to. So
it's just like, hey, what are you guys doing here? Georgia fans? We're like, oh well, we're just here to check out the place.
College football fans. That's what we are.
I know. I would go to OSU games with my granddad, and I would just feel like a stranger over there.
So you think Tennessee can pull it off against Georgia?
Oh, no, I don't know. I mean, Georgia has shown some cracks, and Tennessee is looking dangerous. So you never know what's going to happen.
Quarterback's last name, Hooker.
Hooker.
Have to grow up with that name. So, yeah, I'm rooting for Tennessee for sure. I'm like you. I don't know if they can beat the Dogs, but I'm looking forward to watching that game.
They can go to the Dog Pound, or wait, no, that's
I don't know where that game's at. I don't know where it is. I hope it's at Rocky Top. I like to see that orange.
You like all the orange?
That's the one orange I kind of do. I can stand.
It's the orange you can tolerate.
Yeah, exactly. Then one other game that's coming up this week, Clemson versus Notre Dame. Two big names. I mean, Clemson's rolling along.
Clemson, they're definitely feeling the loss of Venables. Bit.
They're feeling the loss of Venables. They haven't been the same since they lost Trevor Lawrence. They look like they're on the verge of losing every week, and I think they actually pulled their quarterback either last week or the week before, so we'll see who they start this week. But is Notre Dame anything this year? They're on kind of a little winning streak.
Well, I would say God no, but they're kind of in our position this year where they're struggling really. One of their coach bails on him, and they're kind of struggling.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Their new coach seems pretty invested, but, you know, he seems like, I think he's a newer guy, though.
Yeah.
I think he was like a coordinator last year.
I don't know where he came from, to be honest with you. I don't pay much attention to Notre Dame.
Either it'll unexpectedly be a game, or Clemson is going to just bop Notre Dame. Because, I mean, you know, Notre Dame is... again, they've been struggling this year.
Yeah. I think Notre Dame had a pretty tough game against Syracuse this last week, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of people were predicting...
Wait, I thought Clemson played Syracuse last week.
Is that what it was? Okay, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think Notre Dame played somebody fairly tough, and I didn't know if Notre Dame would pull that one out, and they did. And they did win that one, so maybe they're on the uprise. Maybe they have a OU season going on up there. I'm not paying too much attention to them this year.
But, you know, we'll see.
So, I guess TCU is still for real?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Though they played against West Virginia, who was not playing around.
Yeah, West Virginia, you know, the Big 12 has got a lot of parity in it this year. Everybody's kind of even.
It's a strange season for no one's bad in the Big 12 this year, so.
You know, there's not been many blowouts. The blowouts that we've seen have been OU being killed by Texas and then OSU being killed by Kansas State. So, you know, who knows? But West Virginia you can't just overlook them. So we got them coming up later in the season.
Yeah, they're usually either okay or they're good. Yeah. So, you know.
We play them the week after Baylor in West Virginia. That'll be a tough game for us. But we're playing them at 11 o'clock in the morning. So typically you play West Virginia at night, and those hillbillies get all wired up on their moonshine, and you never know what's going to happen. They start burning couches out in their front yards and stuff. And goes crazy down there.
My friend Alan is originally from West Virginia. I'm like, yeah, I've seen it in like movies. It looks kind of bleak over there. He's like, it's like...
It's mountainous over there.
He's like, yeah, there's a lot of mountains.
It's probably pretty over there.
Very minory. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever go there for the game.
Not planning on it. Be like, what did you guys came all the way out here? And it's like, yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah, but TCU hung on. Actually, West Virginia played them fairly tough the whole game, and then they pulled out there at the end. And there's a little controversy for TCU scoring a touchdown late in the game, and some people were thinking that Sonny Dykes had a little bit of money on that game out in Vegas.
Oh yeah. I heard like little mutterings about it, and I'm like, he's gambling now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I think that was just a.
Apparently there was a Michigan State was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had a fight break out in the locker room.
I was like, what?
I think some Michigan State players assaulted a Michigan guy, and he's actually hired a lawyer.
Oh no!
I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I thought you were a football player.
Yeah, no, it's I saw the clip. I'm like, what is going on? And there's a security guard standing there, and he's like. He's just, he's like, what am I doing?
Must have been a Michigan State fan.
Oh, my God. Yeah. But, yeah, I saw, it looked like a fight was going on, but I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah. I guess Harbaugh's pretty pissed off about that, but, Oh, yeah, Michigan's looking legit.
Oh, yeah. Michigan State. I mean, Michigan State played them a little tough there for a while, but Michigan went ahead and pulled that one out. I mean, they're going to have to play Ohio State in their rivalry this year, so something's got to happen there.
I'm sure that'll be a good game. Yeah. They're both looking legit this year.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, Penn State looked like they were going to play them tough. Had the lead going into halftime. I
was about to say, yeah, they were playing them tough for a little bit. There was a little skedazzle where the guy boinked the ball off of it was a weird throw, and then it tossed around. And the guy caught it, ran all the way back. I saw that when it happened. I was like, oh my god, check that! It's like what?
Yeah. It was bouncing around on the guy's back, and the guy snatched it off his back or something.
Yeah. Gus was one of my favorite commentators. Gus Johnson. He was the one commentating over that game. So, yeah. But they lost. I went to go get something to eat after the OU game. I'm like, oh, it was like 24 to something or whatever. Come back, it's like 44 to 16. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they put a whooping on them there in the fourth quarter, so it turned out to be a blowout. But that was a pretty good game.
But yeah, Penn State's not terrible.
Yeah, they're a pretty tough team. Now, A&M's woes continue.
But I should just mention, I feel like Penn State plays tough, and then in the fourth quarter they just collapse.
Yeah.
That's really the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, they're still building back from the Joe Paterno.
Yeah, they've just barely recovered from that.
Yeah, they're back, but they're not all the way back. So, but Mississippi continues A&M's woes. Is Jimbo Fisher trying to get fired out there and collect that $81 million and retire?
I don't know. A&M's a weird team. They're scrappy, but they lost to Appalachian State.
Yeah, that was a big loss. Play Alabama tough.
Then they play Alabama tough.
Beat Arkansas.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And then
then they lose to Ole Miss. I don't know.
Lose to Mississippi State and Ole Miss. I mean, that's pitiful. Lord. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy.
I mean, it's like I remember you told me last week some players were just lit up in the locker room.
Yeah, things are not
they got
going
suspended. Well. I'm like, what?
And they continue to recruit well, so I think there's a little bit of NIL money flowing over there.
Gosh.
I think they're paying some players. I can't confirm or deny that, but it seems like something's going on over there.
Yeah, there was a player that OU thought we were going to sign on. He's like, I'm going to A&M. I was like, damn it, Dad.
Yeah.
You called it.
That big defensive end or defensive lineman, that would have been a big get for us. Now, with them tanking like they are, who knows? They may have a mass exodus out of there. These guys want to win championships that are getting paid all that money, so they can collect a little money and then go somewhere else.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher, man, I don't know what to say. He was killing it at Florida State there for a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love to see them miss a bowl game this year and see how those donors like that, all that money they're paying out for those players. So.
Oh, I thought didn't we have a rivalry with A&M when we were?
Well, when they were in the Big 12, we did. Of course, we beat them 77-0.
Oh my gosh!
One year. So what kind of rivalry is that? So, but yeah, we've had a good rivalry with them for years. And then, lastly, our arch nemesis,
our old friend,
that old traitor. I can see Grinch is still up to his old ways. A lowly Arizona team throws up 37 points on them.
Ooh. Oh man!
Kept him in the game.
Oh man! Where have I seen this before, Dad?
I don't know where you've seen that before. Like every game we played the last 3 years with Grinch in charge of our defense.
Same Lincoln Riley. He's just playing down the competition.
Right.
Gets bailed out by talent.
Well, they scored 45
all
points
all the time.
I think he needs to get rid of Grinch and find somebody that knows how to coach defense. I don't know about that guy.
I just think Grinch is inconsistent. He can do really well, and then he'll just choke hard.
Yeah. That looked like the same defense we're running, where they're doing the shift left and shift right on their defensive linemen, and all of a sudden, boom, guys are gashing holes against him. So
it's just...
I don't know. Maybe he needs to rethink that shifting around. So all in all, pretty good week this week. Really happy for the Sooners to get their win. So what are you looking for here in the Big 12? You thinking the purple teams got it wrapped up, or you think anybody can sneak in? Are they going to falter? What are you thinking?
Honestly, this year's just been so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll
I can see TCU winning it though.
Yeah.
If like one team who's been like consistently good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe OSU will sneak in, or maybe they'll. I can definitely see OSU faltering after this week, but you know, wasn't that like the worst loss in the Gundy era?
I believe it was. And they hadn't been shut out, and it's kind of like OU hadn't been shut out in I don't know how many games, but I think it'd been 13 years.
I don't think we've even given them a loss like that.
No, I can't remember a big loss like that, especially shutting them out. The last big loss I remember throwing on them is when Les Miles was smarting off. I said, let's let her rip, and then we put them down 52-9.
I just saw that earlier today.
Yeah, so that was a great game.
Les Miles.
We were actually over at Fred and Bethany's for that game.
Just sounding off.
Oh, yeah. He was one that would get under your skin in a hurry. So I saw some OU fans on Facebook saying that there was a chance that we could get in the Big 12 championship.
Nah.
That ain't happening.
Unless like TCU or unless all the teams like collapse during the next couple weeks.
I mean, I think
which is heavily unlikely. I don't think we're getting there.
Kansas State would have to.
But that's fine. I can. You know, we won like 5 years in a row. I'm fine with that right now.
Actually, 6 years in a row. Let's
6 years in a row.
Short, but you know, KSU would have to lose, I believe, 3 games for us to get back in it, and obviously TCU would have to lose 4 games for us because they have the tiebreaker since they beat us up head to head. So I don't see it happening. I mean, if we beat Baylor this week, we'd be 3-3. We beat OSU, they'd have 3 losses. Texas could lose more games. I just feel like there's too many teams in front of us. I don't think it's our year to get in, even in the championship.
Let's just try and get a bowl game, guys.
Yeah, let's have a winning record. I'd love to finish 9-3, 8-4 at the worst. I'm a little scared about this Baylor game this week. They seem like they're fairly tough. I think they've got kind of a groove going again.
I feel I feel better, so I think we'll give them a game at least.
Yeah, I feel like we'll give them a game. So. But I just don't feel like we've got the Big 12 championship.
No.
And, you know, I could see TCU going undefeated and getting in there and then kind of having a meltdown and losing it.
Just collapsing.
You know? Yeah, and collapse right there in the Big 12 championship. So I'm going to predict that right now.
Oh,
I would say if anybody's going to get in there, it's probably Baylor or Kansas State. I'm going to go with Kansas State there. And I think Kansas State could beat them, you know, in a championship game. So we'll see what happens. What are you thinking about the national scene? You think Tennessee can hold on? And
oh Lord, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I mean, Michigan's looking good. Ohio State's looking good. Tennessee, I'm pulling for them, man. Yeah. I hope they can pull one out.
Yeah, it seems a little more wide open this year. You know, typically you're saying, well, Alabama's going to win it, or maybe another one of the SEC teams, or Ohio State. But, you know, like you were saying earlier, I think,
give us a good eye roll.
Yeah, Georgia looks vulnerable. I like Tennessee, but you never. They beat Alabama, so you know they've played competition, so they've got the best win this year of any team.
I do feel like a lot of the close games Alabama played was by luck.
Yeah,
but you know they did play a hard game though against Tennessee,
they
so
did.
It wasn't like they were barely playing like with Texas, where Texas should have won right there. But they didn't.
Could have lost to Texas. Could have lost to A&M, but didn't. Did lose to Tennessee.
Black magic, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're right.
He was trained by Darth Belichick.
So it's wide open. So thinking about the teams, you think TCU could make it into the Final Four?
They are undefeated, right?
They're undefeated right now.
They are... What's their ranking right now? Like 6?
Oh, I don't know. It's up to top 10 for sure.
I'll have to look that up.
So, I mean, if they go undefeated, I don't see how anybody could keep them out of
there. I mean, it could happen.
They're going to have to take on one of the big SEC teams right off the bat, Tennessee or Georgia. So
they could either actually play a surprisingly good game or they'll get spanked.
Yeah, I would have a feeling they might get spanked.
And I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
And
they're number 7.
They're number 7, yeah. So Ohio State, obviously they're looking solid. I think the winner of Ohio State and Michigan will be in. So let's say OSU versus Michigan, one of those teams will be in. Tennessee and Georgia, Alabama. So at least one of those teams, possibly 2 of those teams, which I hate to say that. Can USC get there? They don't really have any more tough games.
I'm gonna call it right now. If they do make it to like a big championship, they're gonna get blanked. Yeah. They're gonna get maybe not blanked, but they're gonna get destroyed.
Or you get throttled. The Grinch defense will do as it's done.
Dude, Riley always chokes when it comes to big games like that. He choked against Georgia when he was with us.
Got drilled by Alabama.
Got drilled by LSU.
Yeah, so yeah.
It was just like, I don't. Our only bowl game was against Florida with him. So
that was a weak bowl, and they weren't even playing half their guys. So and then what about Clemson? Clemson keeps winning.
Clemson's looking sus this year, as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
They're looking. They're just not the juggernaut they were.
No.
Right, at least not right now. They could make. They're sort of in the rebuild season right now.
Yeah.
Again, they're kind of feeling the loss of Venables, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be one of these 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. I think it's going to be Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, SC or Oregon, and then Clemson. I don't see anybody else sneaking in there. Anybody else? Anybody else up there that I'm forgetting? Who's the top 10 right now, Brett?
Let me check. Top 10 college football.
It has been a fun year this year, though.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's been a year.
Yeah.
Last couple years have been kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what is so fantastic about college football.
Okay, so Georgia's number 1, Ohio State's number 2, Tennessee's number 3, Michigan's number 4, Clemson's 5. Wow, that's surprising. Alabama's 6, TCU's 7, Oregon's 8. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's about right. That's what I'm thinking.
Who's number 9?
Southern Cal.
Oklahoma State is number 9.
No, Oklahoma State got drilled, so this must be an old. You're looking at probably 2 weeks ago. So.
Oh.
Anyway, those top teams. Those are the top teams up there. So it's going to be 4 of those. 9. I'm going to predict that it's.
Okay. Hold on here. I think I found it. Okay. Georgia's 1, Tennessee's 2. Ohio State's 3, Michigan's 4, Clemson's 5, Alabama's 6, TCU's 7, Oregon is 8, USC is 9, and UCLA is 10.
Yeah, UCLA ain't making it, so I'm not even including them in there. So
hey, man, they're actually not terrible this year. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oregon put it to them the other day, so I don't, and then they're going to have to play USC. So I think USC will drop them. I don't see UCLA making it. So. Well, what about the NFL? How about them Cowboys?
Cowboys played the Lions.
Yeah,
was that last week?
Let's see. Cowboys played the Bears and destroyed them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to say, then yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then,
Cowboys are just, I like to say I'm a long, jaded Cowboys fan because Jerry Boy has just rotted the Cowboys from the inside ever since I've been around. I know they were like the Patriots in the 90s, what the Patriots were back in their heyday, but, I was growing up in the Patriots era.
Right.
But, like, in the 90s, apparently, Cowboys were gangbusters.
Yeah, they had some good years there, but 90s is a long time. 90s is a long time ago.
No. But they've always either been mediocre to okay, and they've actually been getting better. But jeez, I just am always, we lost to, or Cowboys lost to, just past their prime Buccaneers already. I was just like, oh my lord, this team is just killing me.
Yeah. Speaking of the Buccaneers, you're right. Tom Brady should have rode off.
He should have just run on. I'm telling you, man, he should have just stayed there.
Yeah.
Now everyone's all like, he abandoned his family for football. I bet he's thinking now. He's like, damn it, I should have just stopped. Well, that's it.
I bet he'll find him another hottie to go out with.
Yeah,
so
no.
I'm not worried about Tom Brady.
No.
And then Big Game keeps rolling on.
Oh, he could be a legit contender, man.
Big Game surprised me. I didn't think he was going to be a good pro quarterback, but he's really come on. He's got him playing well, and he's got good talent around him, and he's using that talent. And I don't know, they're undefeated. They're the last undefeated team in the NFL right now. So
yeah, I thought they lost a game for some reason.
No, they haven't lost yet.
Yeah, I was talking with some friends about who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. Most of us are saying the Bills might take it this year.
The Bills are looking tough this year. That quarterback.
They only lost because of some time screwy stuff.
Time management issues.
Yeah, the only reason they lost to Miami was the terrible time management.
Right. That quarterback they've got, he's a tough guy. Yeah, Josh Allen. He's a big boy and he can run.
Yeah.
He's one of those kind of guys you think, okay.
Shredded the Chiefs twice in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Chiefs won the first time. That was because the coin toss, a lot of people say. Which I would agree. That was a great game. Second time, they won. I was like, oh, yeah, I think they're going to win it.
And the Rams, the Super Bowl champs from last year, they don't seem like they've got it this year. They kind of built themselves for
fluke.
They built themselves for the 1 year and then lost a lot of their players.
It was like 2020 Bucks. Got all those sexy players and then.
And then San Francisco's starting to come on and play pretty good. They destroyed the Rams this last week, so. I think the NFL's wide open this year, so it'll
Packers suck though. They actually put up a pretty solid game against the Bills. I thought the Bills were going to just clobber them, but it wasn't. It wasn't a. They still won. Packers still lost, but I thought they were just going to get demolished.
Yeah. And I watched that game last night on Halloween with the Browns and the Bengals. And the Browns just put a whooping on them. Joe Burrow couldn't do anything.
I was shocked. I was like, Bengals, you got in the Super Bowl last year. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Browns aren't even that good right now. Well, Browns are okay. They're slipped in the mediocrity now, but
their backup quarterback behind, I guess, Deshaun Watson. He's doing pretty good this year. Guess they're not missing Baker, and then Baker's not even starting. They're not even letting him start right now. So
Panthers are just. I mean, I'm like, Baker, why the hell would you go from one franchise that's been pathetic for years, and then you go to another franchise who might even be worse?
Yeah,
they got rid of Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, are you guys dense? Have you lost your minds? You got rid of the only player on that team who's worth a damn, who's actually pretty good. Yeah. Like, come on, dude.
And they traded him to the 49ers. I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns this last week. I think he threw for a touchdown, he ran a touchdown, and he had a receiving touchdown.
He's laughing all the way to the bank right now.
Only 2 other players have gotten that trifecta. Walter Payton, which I know you weren't alive during that time.
I know that name.
And a guy by the name of LaDainian Tomlinson was a TCU running back and then played for the Chargers for several years. So only 3 players all time have ever done that. McCaffrey did it last week. So
wow.
He is a player. He's the son of a wide receiver that used to play for the Broncos, Ed McCaffrey. So he comes from good genes.
I was about to say, he was the only good part of the Panthers.
Yeah.
I bet the Panthers are like, I guess we're just going to tank.
Yeah.
I texted Joey, actually, my friend Joey, he's an old co-worker of mine. I'm like, are the Panthers dense? They just got rid of their only good player. Maybe Baker's solid, but McCaffrey's pretty good.
Did he respond to you?
Yeah, he's like, I think they're just tanking, dude.
Yeah, They want the number 1 draft pick, probably, I guess. So they needed a lot of players.
Jets are, I guess, Darth Belichick still has some tricks up his sleeve because Jets still can't beat the Patriots.
Right.
Even while the Patriots are down.
Yeah, he started off good this year, but they're kind of losing their way and falling back into Jets territory now. So.
Well, they're way better than they've been the last, couple years.
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Yeah, so, it's going to be an exciting NFL year to see what the rest of the year holds.
I'm pulling for the Bills to win. I'm putting money on that, so.
I'm going to write it down now. Britt likes the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
I'm pulling, all right, I think the Bills will win. No, I'll say that.
You're going to give it up, Mahomes? Mahomes has nothing left?
Well, no, didn't say that. I have a soft spot for the Chiefs. I think Mahomes is a great player. That dude That man is a. Would you say he's a once in a generation talent?
Yeah, he's a great one. That's for sure.
That dude can make plays that are just ridiculous.
Yeah,
even in the Super Bowl when they got clobbered by the Buccaneers, there was one play he was running around, dives, make the pass. It was incomplete, but what an effort! You know?
Yeah, he can throw from any angle.
Though I resent the fact that Antonio Brown got a Super Bowl ring. I'm glad I like Mike Evans quite a bit, so I'm glad he got a Super Bowl ring.
I think him and Brady are about to go into fisticuffs this year. It doesn't look like they're seeing eye to eye.
Uh-oh.
I don't know who's in the right and who's in the wrong, but it doesn't seem like they're getting along too good this year. So.
Is that it, though? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Football talk right now.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to next week's game. We got us a 2:00 game, and we're on ESPN Plus. Have we fallen that far? But luckily, I've got ESPN Plus, so we won't be missing a thing. So.
All right.
And then we got an 11:00 game. So looking forward to that, Brett. Have enjoyed another Days of Us and Us.
Yeah, indeed. But yes, this has been yet another episode of Days of Us.
Football!
All right, see you guys later.